Hello again, friends. Welcome back to another video. I'm Shani. If you are new here, welcome. Please subscribe before you go if you like what you see. And to my regular watchers, I really appreciate your support always. On the menu today, let's make these delicious Busta candy from Jamaica. They're absolutely delicious. They're made with loads of coconut and ginger and spices. You're going to absolutely love them. So let's get started. Okay, so here are my ingredients. I have some sugar, some lime, some salt, some cinnamon, some ginger, and some mace. I also have my molasses as well as my fresh coconut. You can use desiccated coconut if that's what you have. So I've gone ahead and hooked some already, and I've peeled off the back from that. And I also have some water. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly show you how to remove the coconut from the shell. You just want to go ahead and get your knife underneath the bottom of the coconut, between it and the shell, and just like sort of twist your knife as you go, and it'll just release. So make sure you have it on a flat surface if it's something you're not familiar with. And there you have it. So now I'm just going to go ahead and peel this and wash it. So I started grating the coconut here, and let me tell you, this is not the easiest thing to do, but you do need to grate it to get the nice soft texture, small texture there. And the whole time I was grating it, I kept thinking #viral. But anyway, so now I'm just adding in 2 tablespoons of molasses into that water. And then we're going to squeeze a little bit of lime in there, or lemon, whatever you have. And that's just going to help to keep off the sugar a bit. And into the pot here, I have some, I'm going to add the mixture there and the sugar. And I also have a candy thermometer. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can go ahead and use your eye, which is what I'm going to be using as well. So just go ahead and get everything in there, mix up your spices, your sugar, and then let this come up to a boil. I'm going to go in here and change with a whisk, and I'm just going to whisk that out to get the spices dissolve. No worries, it'll dissolve as it goes. So as this is boiling up now, I'm going to go ahead and add in my grated coconut. And then this is going to go, I'm just going to whisk it out a little bit. Then you're going to also need a brush with some water on the side, and you're going to need to dip your brush in the water and just brush down the sides of your pot as this cooks, because you don't want sugar crystals forming on the side there. So just go ahead and just brush your brush it down with a little bit of water. And also on the top, we're going to be skimming the top as we go. That is the water evaporating from the coconut itself. So we're just going to go ahead and scoop that off on the top. You'll probably need to do this once or twice through the entire process, and then you just leave it to go ahead and evaporate out. And then this mixture took me about an hour or so on a medium to low heat. So as I wasn't really babysitting it in the initial stage, so I'm just going back and forth and just dipping the brush in the water and just being mindful to brush down the side so that the sugar crystals don't form. So now I'm just getting my spoon in there, checking to see if it's ready. It's looking good. It's coming on. It's drying down. As you can see, it really evaporated out all of the water, or most of the water. So we're just going to stay with it here. We're not going to want to walk away from it now. Just stay with it. And this is one of the tests. So if you don't have a thermometer, it's no problem. Just go ahead and get some cold water in a container. Drop some in there. And if it's holding, right away I can see that it's holding. I had tested some earlier, and so there it is. This is looking good. It's not sticky. It's, it's forming. So just 5 more minutes in, and then I'm just going to go ahead and get this off of the stove so it's pulling away from the sides of the pot. So here I have a parchment paper on a baking tray, or you can just use the tray itself, but you're going to want to grease it so that it doesn't stick to the tray and can't come off. So I also sprayed my spatula and my offset knife here. So I'm just going to look to form this into a square, and depending on how thick or thin you want them. These are not really thick, but they're not really thin either. So I'm just going to smooth this out to form a square. So here we are. Now I'm just going to go ahead and quickly portion this out. And this has tons of sugar, so you're supposed to have this as a treat, not something you sit down and eat all day long. But I love Busta candy. Growing up, man, that was a favorite of mine, and still is. Every time I see it somewhere, I have to buy it. So I'm just going here and portion it out like really small. For this amount of mixture, you should really get about 50 or 60 candy. Very economical, so you can start your business now. Go ahead and separate these up into that small pieces like I said, and this as I'm cutting it, it's drying already, so I'm moving fast so that it doesn't harden before I shape. So this is fine. I'll leave this to just cool off for about an hour or so. So here we are. I started breaking them up already, and my son had a couple. I had to stop him. This is supposed to be a treat. So just take a little piece on the parchment paper, and you're just gonna go ahead and fold it over on itself. Fold it over there, and they do this so nicely and neatly when you buy these, just like this. So then you fold it over on itself, and then you just take the two corners and then just fold them each in one end and then fold it under. So I'll just go ahead and do the other side, the same thing. Take a corner and bring it in, and then bring the other corner in and then fold it under. So this is the way the Bustas would traditionally look and be sold whenever you purchase them. This is how you get it. So if you don't want to bother with that at home, just go ahead, fold it in half and just twist it around on itself. And this is real homemade. I mean, this is as homemade as it gets. And there you have it, your Bustamante candies, all delicious. So I really do hope that you like the recipe. You give me a thumbs up, and you will subscribe if you haven't already, and try these. These are so tasty. Thank you so much for watching. Bye now.